Hello. So, hey, this whole changing the time thing has really messed me up. I have a funny story about that here in a second. In fact, I have a light that is turned on that does not need to be turned on, and it is like super blinding, so I'm going to see if I can shut that off here in a second. Yep, there you go. Whew. That light over there to the side was like super blinding. Yeah. So, okay. It is February 11th, and this, like I just said, this whole 15 minutes early thing is like messing with me. All right, so I've got something funny to say, or a funny story. It's not really that funny. It's just like story of my life kind of thing. So the husband came home before the last live we did and said that his bosses from corporate were flying down to do a couple days at the station, and they were going to take the management and the spouses to dinner. Okay, and it was going to be this Monday night, and dinner was going to be at 6:30. No big deal. Last week I had mentioned that I may have to, zoom through it or whatever. No big deal. 6:30. A couple days later, he comes home and says that dinner is now at 6:15. 6:15, so I'm like, okay, if I typically do this 5:30 to 6 o'clock, if he comes by the house to pick me up real quick, that's going to make it kind of pressed. So that's when I decided to go ahead and shift the live up 15 minutes, just to give me, just a little bit of time between the Facebook Live and going to dinner. Whatever, no big deal. So I go through and change, the few graphics that I made, go through and make a few changes elsewhere, and alter kind of my attack plan for this evening. Here's where I should have figured it would happen. He gets an email last night. Because of the storms going through Washington, his bosses in Washington that were flying in, their flights were majorly delayed. They weren't going to arrive until 8 o'clock tonight. I should have just kept things as it was. So anyway, we could have kept things the way we keep them, going live at 5:30 my time, but I changed it because I thought maybe we'd be having dinner tonight, and guess what? It was canceled. That doesn't mean they won't surprise us with dinner tomorrow night. I'm not sad about it. I enjoy the dinners, but it's the story of my life. You go and you plan, everything out, and boom, it changes. Yep, just like that. So anyway, hey y'all. So yeah, anyway, hey Milo, I see that a couple others are watching, so hello to you. So I don't have to necessarily zoom through this evening, but of course I do try and still keep it below the 30 minutes, but I'm not as pressed for time now. I'm not gonna lie, I have clothes laying out upstairs. I went ahead and did my hair and did a little bit of makeup and somewhat prepped myself because it has happened in the past that it's been canceled, and then all of a sudden I get a phone call and say, hey, we're meeting in 15 minutes for dinner. So I'm not putting that to the side yet. It may happen. So anyway, hope y'all are doing well. Like I said, February 11th, Valentine's Day is Thursday. Hope you guys, if you're doing anything, have something planned. It's funny, a friend of mine got married last year, end of last year, and she posted something on Facebook this last week saying, oh my gosh, it's my first, Valentine's Day as, husband and wife. She wanted to do something special, unique gift, something like that. She's just asking for ideas. And I just kind of laughed because Philip and I are now at the point where we don't buy gifts for Valentine's Day. But a couple weeks ago, we were like, you even want to buy a card? Yeah. We're not buying a card this year. We're just going to let it come and go. So, yep, we're fancy like that. But no, typically what I've done the past 3 or 4 years is I set the table up with Scrabble or a couple board games, and we just have like 30 minutes or so of like downtime, no phones, none of that mess, and just play a couple games, good quality time, and that's as fancy as we're getting. So anyway, tonight's Martini, the Valentine's Day Martini, and I think I have all the ingredients. Like I said, this going 15 minutes early thing just completely threw me through a loop. So anyway, the Valentine's Day Martini, you need, yes, I heard you're making some truffles for some friends. I'm hoping that once you make them, you send me a picture or let me know how they go. I would love to share them to let people know that, you know, I'm actually like doing something and people are kind of using what I'm sharing. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, but no, I'm super excited for you, Milo, and I'm super excited to see how you decide to go about it. All right, Valentine's Day Martini. You need 1.5 parts cream de cacao, and I'm using the white. The recipe that I found did not state dark or white, but looking at the other ingredients, I'm thinking it's probably the clear. So 1.5 parts cream de cacao, 1 part vanilla vodka. Milo, you're a much better friend than I think I am, because I don't think that I would do that for my friends. Just saying. I love them and all, but I leave the crafty stuff for the people that I like really, really, really love. Anyway, 1 part vanilla vodka. Then you need a 1/2 part, just a 1/2 part. This is where I end up. I'm trying to move everything out of the way as I do this, that way so I don't have to do it here in a minute. End up all scrambled. 1/2 part of amaretto. 1/2 part of grenadine, which in the past I have said it was cherry flavoring. I don't think that's right. I think it's just like red coloring and like a sugary flavoring, I think. Yeah. I never said I was professional or anything. 1/2 part of grenadine, and then, super weird, 4 tablespoons of whipped cream. Which I already measured out. 4 tablespoons of whipped cream. And again, this is where it gets kind of weird for me, because when you shake it up, you have to shake it up really well to make sure that all of these, you know, get incorporated well. Otherwise, you end up with like a chunky drink, or it's just not, you know, the taste isn't completely there or whatever. So anyway. Valentine's Day Martini, 1.5 parts cream de cacao, 1 part vanilla vodka, 1/2 part amaretto, 1/2 part grenadine, 4 tablespoons whipped cream. Shake it all up really, really, really well. Really, really well. I'm hoping that is enough. If not, then I guess we'll just see. Yeah, I'm guessing that the white cream de cacao was the right way to go. Had it done dark, it probably would have been a bit weird. It does have a very, 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 very slight pink undertone. So I'm guessing. And of course, you could garnish with like some heart-shaped something. I don't know. Y'all know I don't do the whole garnish thing. That's extra. And I'm not about the fuss and frills. So let's see how this goes. Valentine's Day Martini. It's pretty good. Not my favorite. It's pretty good. The whipped cream definitely does make a difference. You can taste a little bit of it in there. Very good. I like that. Like I said, not a favorite, but it works. All right, so tonight, quick craft. Friends as guinea pigs. Now, I can already tell you, the ones that I made last week tasted really, really, really good. And I ate and ate and ate on them. So, if you do them the same way that I did them, then guess what? They'll be awesome. So, anyway, tonight we're going to do like one craft or whatever, and then I'm going to show you a couple of like alternatives or whatever. I put too much paint on there, so I'm going to do this. Yep. Okay, now ideally for tonight, if you are doing this on fabric, you want to use fabric paint. I thought I had some fabric paint and did not have any when I looked the other night. So guess what? I'm using just plain old acrylic paint. But if it's just in a, if it's just something you just want for the one day, it's not that big of a deal. Now, if you want something to last, you know, for a good long time, then yes, grab you some fabric paint. This is one of these crafts that you can easily do on fabric. You can do on glass. Just make sure you get paint that you know will stay on glass. And then make sure that you follow the instructions, because I've struggled with glass projects before that, but that's only because I did not use glass paint. All right, now I've got acrylic paints. I'm just doing pinks and purples tonight just for the activity. Now I have completely like blindsided myself, or stepped out of the way. First, of course, trash bags, my favorite, drop cloth, because you can easily throw it out and then just pick it up, throw it away when you're done. Of course, I should have probably done all this before I got started this evening. But like I said, the whole time change messed me up. Oh, Bethany, Bethany, Bethany. There's some controversy going on with the whole college night thing. But it is what it is, and yes, I'm happy for you. But it will always be a PV. Sorry. So anyway, okay, so tonight, like I said, just grabbed some paint. And I'm using these little dabber brushes. You can get packs of 4, 6, 8 of these or whatever for less than $4 or $5 or whatever. I've got different sizes, completely up to you. But my suggestion is to use some kind of sponge brush painting thing, because it's just, the fabric holds on to it so much better when you use them. All right, so I have taken a t-shirt, and I've got just a piece of cardboard in the middle to separate the two layers, the front and the back. And all I have done was I just took a piece of paper, piece of cardstock. I did use a little bit thicker of a paper that way, so when I put paint on it, it won't soak through. So I just used cardstock, put out a heart. Of course, you can do whatever shape you want, whatever. And then what I'm going to do, what I did was I taped it down. That way so it won't move, because once you start putting paint down, the last thing you want is for your stencil to move. So go ahead and tell you that. Do put some tape on it, that way so it stays in place. All right, I'm just going to decide which, let's see, I'm going to do that brush. I don't know if it'll stand up or not. It'll probably get kind of messy here in a minute, just because that's what happens with me. I'm gonna do that one. Let's do that one. That one. That one. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so I've taped it down to the shirt. And like I said, you want to use fabric paint if you want it to last. If you just want something real quick, acrylic paint works. Again, you can use bags, like tote bags, aprons, handkerchiefs. You can do just paper for like gift wrap. Like I said, glass, just make sure you're using the right paint. So I did tape it down. Y'all, I am so scattered this evening. This whole time thing just really messed me up. Tape it down, then all I'm going to do is just take my dabber brushes into my paint, and I'm just going to dab all the way, whatever pattern you want. There is no rhyme or reason. If you want to do all one color, that is fine. There is no method to this. But as you go around, you may want to press the stencil down as you go, just so it won't creep under. Any kind of shapes you want. Don't worry so much about, you know, mixing colors. Just have fun with it. Again, like I said, this is one of these things that, you know, is perfect for kids, because you can just let them go wild, and as long as you have the stencil down, there's not really a wrong way to do it. And let's see. And of course, you can layer colors if you want. Like after you do your a darker color, go back over it in lighter color. Again, there is no rhyme or reason to any of this. Just have fun. And then, of course, it does kind of give like a little ombre effect, because they'll mix a little bit with the colors you stamp next to. So I'm going to, here I am trying to be like all methodical and everything about it. But, and then of course you can go as far back as you want. You can go, keep it as close to the stencil as you want. Oops, I just dipped it in the wrong color. Anyway, so I'm going to stop here in a second, and I will finish this up here in a bit, because I do want to add more color to it and give it a little bit more time, that way so I can, you know, take a picture of it later. But I'm going to show you some samples of some things that I made earlier. So this is pretty much it. What you're going to do is you're going to just use whatever stencil, whatever shape, whatever you want to use onto your shirt. You're going to use your daughters and go all the way around, and then you're going to allow it to dry. Acrylic paint is only going to take a few hours or so. Fabric paint probably takes a bit longer. Of course, you want to make sure you wash your shirt beforehand, because if you wash it, it will probably shrink. So you want to go ahead and wash it first. That way so it won't shrink your design or mess it up. Then once it dries, all you're going to do is peel off your stencil, and voila, you're done. So, like I said, I'm going to come back to this here in a bit, that after I finish this, that way so I can fill it out a little bit more and take a little bit more time, because I do want it to look nice, because I kind of want a nice shirt to wear. Can you blame me? I spend the money for it. I want to keep it. So anyways, I'm going to put this to the side, that way so I can work on it a bit later. Let me stick it right there, it's out of the way. Yep, I got on pajama pants, fancy pants. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys some things that some other ideas that I did. So same thing, I took a heart, and what I did was I cut out the heart shape, and then I cut out on the inside of that heart another heart shape. Took some masking tape and made stripes and taped that heart down. Of course, this is going to be one of those things we're going to see how this works, because I have not looked at it. So I'm going to peel it off, and hopefully it looks nice. If not, then guess what? You know I'm a liar. And I'm just using scrap fabric here. I've got loads of scrap fabric and felt and all that kind of stuff laying around. So I figured why not use that instead of a ton of shirts that I did not want to ruin. So anyway, there you go. Just something like that. Any color, and all you're doing is you're just layering some stencils and some tape. Really cute, huh? Yep. Thought so. Look at me, I'm agreeing with my own thing. There's that. Okay, so one more, or not one more, I've got a couple more. Same thing, cut out the heart shape, and then, I don't know if you can tell, I cut out a smaller heart out of that heart shape, and I layered it that way, so right here is fabric, this is paper, and this is paper. And then all you're doing is, like I said, just peeling it off, just like that. Of course, if you want it on a shirt, just like that, any color. If you want any holiday, so think about when Christmas rolls around, super easy for you to play around with it. All right, and then I changed it up just a little bit. Same thing, took the heart, cut out the center. Now, I don't know if this is gonna work or not. I'm gonna peel this off. Oh, and peel this off. It's just paper. Now what I did this time was I used scrapbook letters. And I just put them on the inside of the heart before I painted. That way, so hopefully this works. Of course it's sticking to, like I said, always put something underneath it. If you're doing a shirt, put something in the middle. And I've got scrapbook letters. I probably should have peeled these off before I did this, that way so I didn't have to sit here and do all of them like this. But, you know, you can go into Hobby Lobby, Michael's, any of your craft stores, Walmart's got them. Any letters you want, any kind of saying you want. And all you do is just tape them down before you paint. That way, so when you lift them up, you are left with pattern. Again, put this on a shirt. See? Just like that. Super simple, no time. So what you're saying, Milo, is that this is boring, huh? That's what it sounds like to me. What I did with this was, I'm just messing with you, not serious. You can get great big letters at, again, at Walmart. You can get a pack of them for $4.99 or so of the large letters. Tape them down before you paint. Boom. Just like that. Any kind of saying you want. All sizes, shapes. Now this is, I really enjoyed this one because I did not really expect this to turn out the way that pictures say. But you can head into your local dollar store, grab some doilies, holiday doilies. Of course, you can find any holiday. Of course, you're going to have to buy them around the holiday. But your doily, tape it down again. Tape it down into place. And then, again, take one of the dabbers, the sponge brushes, and just go all over it. That's it. Now, since they are so fine and so thin, make sure that you do have one and not two stuck together. I did make that mistake as I was doing this one, so it did get a little blurry and kind of run together a little bit at times. But again, really pretty. I like the effect. And then if you did not want anything, you may need, if you did not want it to go off the side like that, then I guess you could probably put like a layer of paper or something underneath it. That way so you didn't get the splotchiness effect or whatever. I like it though. Alright, at Walmart right now, you can get a set of, how many is this? 6? 1, 2, 3, yeah, 6 concentric, is that the word for, you know, they're nesting hearts. You can get a set of 6 of them for 96 cents. Of hearts, all I did was dip them into the paint color of my choice and just stamped them on. Again, put this on a shirt, a tote bag, whatever. Use these on gift wrap. If you have the brown butcher paper and like to use that as your gift wrap, that is perfect. The last 2 that I have did not turn out as well, but they are super easy fixes. You can get any kind of stencil that you want at Hobby Lobby, your craft stores. This one says love, and because it was smaller, it was thinner, it kind of ran a bit more. But all you got to do is, if I can find it, I don't know where I put it. There it is. If you take y'all can see my arm right now. If you take a tiny little fine brush and whatever paint you're using, that's all you got to do is just take it and you can easily even out the spaces where it did not look, it's not very straight or whatever. So whatever stencil you want, just get a super, super fine, and in my opinion, make sure it's a somewhat stiff bristle. That way so it moves really easy and it stays straight. So there you go, just like that. And then the last one, I got stuff everywhere here, y'all, is use that stencil, boom, just like that, and then that, and of course I was not paying attention and I got it all off the stencil and everything, but still. And that one I kind of did like the ombre thing. I went through and I did my colors first, and then I took one brush and just a clean brush and just went over the whole thing just to try and blend it in a little bit more, so it was a little bit, you know, ombre-ish and watercolor-like, I guess. So that is pretty much it. Now I'm going to show you a couple of the supplies I use. Of course, I've shown you some. Of course, the cookie cutters, the doilies, perfect stencils. They've got, if you go to Dollar Tree, they've got all sorts of these hearts. They got shamrocks and hearts at the moment that you can use at the, and the thing is, a lot of them do have the adhesive back, so you can put them on. You don't have to worry about taping them down. Hearts, you got, of course, little tiny heart stickers. Then I mentioned the great big letters. Of course, if you go into your craft store, you can find almost any kind of sticker that you could possibly want. So there's that. I think I showed you those little stickers. And then this little, I found this is a Dollar Tree. You could use the outside of it. I've thought about cutting out the inside that way, so I would have it empty on the inside, and I would stamp around. Perfect, just like that. And then last but not least, I think I shared it last week, maybe this weekend, I'm not sure. Take a toilet paper tube, bend it down in the middle, rubber band. You can easily stamp it in. Let's see if I can grab something. And of course that did not work like I had planned. Of course not. Okay, anyway. No, that's not perfect. It looks like a butt. It looks like a butt cheek. Yep. Don't use that example, but it does work. I've done it before. I just did that quickly, and yeah. Anyway, yeah. So don't follow that example completely, but yes, it does work if you play around with it. All right. So, like I said, perfect craft for kids. Perfect for you if you want something themed, want something easy for you to do for the holiday. Any color t-shirt. If you do, you know, a pink t-shirt, use whites and purples. Use black. People don't think black is a Valentine's Day color, but if you pair it with pair it well, guess what? It is. Teal is really pretty with pink. So super simple. If you're making gifts for someone, tote bags. Have your kids do that. Let them go wild. Super simple. I mean, it doesn't get much simpler than that. Of course, I know a lot of parents are like, oh, I don't want to do paint or whatever. Sometimes you gotta suck it up and do it. Kids will enjoy it a whole lot more if you let them get a little messy every once in a while. Okay, so we're going to call that a done deal. I'm going to go back and finish this shirt here in a minute. But I am starting to look ahead to April. And I would love your ideas for what you want to see. I have already planned the Facebook Lives, but they are not set in stone. I've already added them to the event on the Martinis with Amanda page. So they're there, but like I said, they're not set in stone. In fact, I've got another idea that I may swap. So if you have any ideas, send them my way. Also, Martinis with Amanda anniversary is in May. I've been sharing like little facts about myself for like during the anniversary and my birthday lives. If you have any questions, if there's something that you'd like to see on those nights, or any ideas of things that I should do, send them my way. I could use all the help I could get. Again, Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Go like them, share them, help me out. Yep, I love you forever for doing that. Okay, next week, next Sunday is the beginning of Random Acts of Kindness Week. And we talk about random act of kindness all the time, but next week is next Sunday is the start of the actual week for the year. So next Monday night is actually, I think it's either next Monday or Tuesday, I can't remember. I know next Sunday is the first day of celebrating the week. Next Monday or Tuesday is actually Random Acts of Kindness Day. But anyway, next Monday night, I am chatting, giving you ideas. We're brainstorming ways, things you can do, simple acts of kindness, don't cost you much money, things you can do without much thought. Spread a little bit of joy, happiness. Be the light in somebody's day. We need more of that. With the way things are going lately, we need more of that. So next Monday night, Random Acts of Kindness ideas, brainstorming ways, ideas, all that kind of stuff. And we're going to start with the pink chocolate martini. And I hopefully will not be as scattered as I am now, because we will be back at 5:30, regular time, my time. This 15 minutes early thing just threw me through a loop. So, hope y'all are doing well. Send me messages with your ideas. Let me know what you see. I'll share the recipe here in a bit. Hope y'all have a great Valentine's Day. Love y'all. See y'all next Monday. Bye.